Hi, in today's discussion, I'd like to talk about the IRS Where's My Refund tool, the WMR. Why does your status bar disappear? What are the different WMR statuses? Why is it taking so long to get a refund? And answers to some common questions. Why all the delays? First, there's a big backlog of unprocessed 2019 tax returns. The IRS was still processing 2019 tax returns when the pandemic first started. So all those manual returns, like people sending paper returns, corrections that were mailed in, letters to the IRS, all the stuff that was sitting in the offices sat there because all those employees were working from home and they were sitting there to be processed, but there was nobody in the offices to process the data due to the pandemic. So now that the offices are open again, they're going through the backlog of the 2019 tax returns and processing them, but that's causing delays in the 2020 tax returns because they're getting through the backlog of the 2019 first. Second, there's new tax rules around claiming pandemic tax credits, and a lot of those tax returns are going into manual review. Mainly they're going into review because, like, say if you are claiming a credit but you're asking them to look at a 2019 tax return, they're actually looking at that tax return from 2019 to make sure that the data is accurate before they process, and that's actually a manual review process. The third thing I found is that the IRS is just very short-staffed at this time. Much of the agency is working remotely, but some of the tasks, they just can't be done remotely. Like, they can't process a paper return remotely. They can't manually input information into the IRS system from a manual tax return remotely. They can't do corrections or, adjustments remotely for stuff that was mailed in. So there's actually have to do all that stuff at a processing center. But because of the pandemic, even though these offices are open again, they can't have all those offices operating at full capacity because of social distancing requirements. And lastly, I would like to state in reference to this topic is don't file a second return just because your first return hasn't been processed yet, because that will actually cause even longer delays. Where do you go if you want to check your refund status or use the Where's My Refund tool, the WMR tool? You would go to www.irs.gov/refunds. When you go to that website, what you would do is check my refund status. There's going to be a button there. Press that button, and then a screen's going to come up, and you're going to enter your social security number or your TIN, your filing status, and the exact refund amount. Don't enter any change here, just enter the full dollar amount with no cents. What's going to happen is another screen's going to pop up after that, and you should see status bars. If on the next screen you do not see status bars, you're going to wonder where did your status bar go. The IRS status bar on the Where's My Refund tool has been disappearing ever since the tool was first available. This has to do with the irs.gov Where's My Refund site having too much traffic and having lagging. And it is causing images not to display and information about your federal tax return not to show up. However, this year it seems to be also disappearing if your return was received and is in process and review phase, like where they received a return and they're reviewing it, and then the bar disappears, and then once they're done reviewing, the bar comes back. But I have seen the bar reappear afterwards, like after they finish processing, the bar comes back. Also, too, I've seen the bar disappear if you check their website too many times in one day. So, like, if you go on there constantly throughout the day checking, where's my refund? Where's my refund? You keep pressing the button, your bar will disappear because you done checked their website too many times. And honestly, they only update their website like once a day, like at nighttime. So there really is no need to check it more than maybe twice a day, like once in the morning, maybe once at night. But other than that, there's no need to check it any more than that because they're not updating it that often. You did go to the website and you did get to the Get My Refund page and you did get a status bar. Your page will look similar to this. You'll see 3 refund status results: return received, return or refund approved, and refund sent. They'll be in a dark orange if that part is already complete, or it'll be in a light orange or like a faded out orange if that part has not been complete yet. And on the left hand side, you'll see information about your personal return, like the last 4 of your social security number or your EIN, your filing status, the tax period for the return you're looking at, your refund amount. It'll be either your expected return amount or the exact refund amount, depending on what phase you are in the process. Because if like you initially just sent it in and then it's one amount, but they haven't finished processing, it will change to the correct amount, the amount your refund has been approved for when it gets to the refund sent part. If you are on direct deposit, you'll see like a deposit date or an expected deposit date here if your refund has been fully processed. And on the bottom of the page, you'll see a Contact Us button. You would press that button if you filed your taxes and it says that the return was received, and then it says that it was sent, but you haven't gotten it yet, and it's been more than 21 days and you filed electronically, or it's been more than 4 to 6 weeks and you sent it by mail. They say the mail tax returns are going between 6 to 10 weeks now. Sometimes even a little longer, depending on where they are at in the backlog. So I would press that button if it's been longer than 21 days if you filed electronically, and I say more than 6 weeks if you filed by paper. Press that button, and then it should give you information about who to call, what extension, and if there's a reference number or a tax topic number, it would be listed in there. On this page, I just wanted to go over the WMR statuses in further detail. The first status bar is return received. This means the IRS received your return and is in the process of reviewing it. Your tax return will remain in this status while the IRS processes it in more detail to make sure that it's compliant, the refund amount is accurate, there's no fraud. If they can detect any fraud, this is where they're going to try to find it. And then it usually stays in this status for a little longer than the other two because this is where they're actually reviewing your tax return. Then it moves from this status to the refund approved status. If everything looks okay, it'll go to status bar 2, refund approved. This means that the IRS received your return, they processed it, and your refund has been approved. A refund date will be updated on the website, and your status bar will now show that your refund has been approved. The last status bar is refund sent, which means that they received it, they approved it, and now they're sending you your money. If it's direct deposit, there'll be a direct deposit date listed. If it was mailed, they'll tell you the date that it was mailed. And then you would go from there. So if you don't receive your tax return by direct deposit within 5 days of the date that they say that they deposited it, check with your bank just to make sure that they received it. And if they didn't receive it, then that's when you would contact the IRS to see where the money went, because if it went back to them, they're going to send you a paper check instead, and that will cause an additional delay of about 8 to 10 weeks. And if it was mailed, I would just give it a little time for you to receive it in the mail before you contact the IRS. Just due to COVID-19, there's not as many, there's a little bit more delays in terms of the mail getting to us. So I would just give it like a week if they say they mailed it and they give you a date. Now, I hope you found all the information that I listed useful. And if you have any questions, please just put them in the comments below, and I'll try to see if I can answer them. And if it's something that a lot of people are asking about, I'll do another presentation in reference to that. And for now, have a nice day. If you can like and subscribe to my page, thank you very much for watching. And until next time, have a blessed day. And thank you again for watching.